Good morning, Christy Mattoon here. It is early and I just wanted to show you how I make chicken stock because it's something I keep talking about and I haven't had a chance to do this. So I was doing it this morning and thought I'd go ahead and record it while it's going on here. So I apologize for being in my robe, but you kind of get what you get this morning. So chicken stock, or bone broth as they're calling it now. You hear a lot about the benefits from a nutritional standpoint, so I just wanted to show you the process I go through. It's quick, it's easy. I think if you make it too hard to do, you're not going to do it, so we want to keep it as easy as possible. So you start with your chicken, right? It's a whole chicken, it's a whole bird you buy in the store. This is a free range, sustainably farmed, no hormones, no steroids added. So a very clean chicken, very good. I'll buy 2 or 3 of these at a time and roast them all at once. So then we pick the meat off of them. We're eating that meat for lunches, dinners, and whatever. And then we save the carcasses after we've roasted them. Those usually end up in a trash bag in the freezer, and I store them until I have enough to make a whole pot of chicken stock or bone broth. So what goes into this pot is chopped onions, some carrots. There are bay leaves in this pot. I'll add a handful of fresh parsley out of the garden. Couple big sprigs of thyme out of my garden. Again, so everything that goes in here is organic and has no GMO stuff, none of the yucky things, all inside the pot. And then you're going to add water. You're going to fill it up about 3/4 of the way full of clean water. So this has been run through my filtration system. And I pour my water in there. I turn this on high and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Now right now you see some of the carcasses sticking out of the top of this because they're still frozen. So once they start thawing, that's going to fall down inside the pot. And I'm going to make sure it keeps going that direction. And then I'll be able to add some of these other carcasses into here. So once it starts to come to a boil, I'm going to push everything down, add a few more carcasses, let it come back up to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down to a low simmer. And just let it go for about 6 hours because we want to extract all of the gelatin and all the collagen and all the good stuff that's in these bones and the vegetables that are going to be in this pot. So again, what all is in here is the carcasses from the birds that I've pre-roasted. They've been frozen, getting enough to fill this pot up. A couple of onions, probably about 2 cups of carrots are in here. A handful of peppercorns. So I've just got some basic peppercorns. And I just throw a few of those in there, some bay leaves, some thyme, some parsley, and then just let it boil. Clean water, you're going to let it boil. When this is finished after 6 hours, I strain it, and then I put it back into a clean pot, and then I fill my sink up full of ice water, and I let that set in that ice water till it's cool. So I want to cool it down before I throw it into my refrigerator. So I'm going to let this cool down, and then it's going to set up in my refrigerator overnight. By the next morning, this will be like Jell-O. It'll look like Jell-O. It'll have so much gelatin and collagen in it from this boiling process, and we've got so many carcasses in here. So it's really good, strong chicken broth, good nutrition. I make soups out of it. I'll make sauces out of it for some of the dishes we eat. If we're cooking a grain for my kids or my husband, right now we've got a couple of the kids here. If we're cooking grains, and I'm still not eating grains because of the process I'm going through, cleansing my system and trying to reset my system because of my autoimmune issues. But I'll use this chicken stock to cook the grains they eat. So I'm not cooking it with water, I'm cooking it with stock to get as much nutrition into those foods as I possibly can for them. So a lot of different uses. I drink this in the morning. I'll keep some of it plain in the refrigerator and I'll drink it in the morning. If I have just absolutely more than I can use at one time, I actually will freeze the chicken stock. I'll bag it and freeze it. I know people who put it in ice cube trays so they can pull out an ice cube at a time to use for whatever they're doing, which is a really cool idea too. And that way you just have it ready to go all the time. And if you're using whole chickens, you've already got the bones. There's no waste here. You're using every part of that chicken. So not only is the meat of this chicken blessing your body, you're giving a blessing back by not wasting any of that animal. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you're able to try making some chicken stock. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Leave me a message. My website's buildingchangenow.com, so you can go there and ask also. And it's been a blessing standing here talking to you, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.